Hi, my name is Rachel Rowe, and I'll be discussing a note-taking strategy named Confer, Compare, and Clarify. Himmel and Himmel describe this classroom activity in their 2017 book, Total Participation Techniques, Making Every Student an Active Learner. Effective and efficient note-taking is a crucial skill that all students will need to develop at some point during their schooling. The notes serve as bridges that facilitate the assimilation of information from outside sources into a student's personal knowledge bank. So when students take notes, they need to be able to discern the most important information from all that is presented, put it into their own words, and then organize it in ways that make the most sense to each student. Unfortunately, however, some students may have difficulty developing on their own the best note-taking skills that will help them learn. The Confer, Compare, and Clarify TPT is a group activity that can help students improve their note-taking skills while also ensuring that they understand the important takeaways from a lesson. This strategy can be scheduled into the daily lesson plan, or a teacher can employ it spontaneously as a way to better gauge their students' understanding of the lesson. To begin the activity, the teacher can either have the students pair up on their own or assign partners. When first trying this technique, I personally think I would assign partners randomly, alternating the way I pair them each time. So for instance, I might use physical locations like pairing one row with another, or perhaps group students alphabetically. So once they're paired, each group will confer amongst themselves and summarize in 1 to 2 sentences what they believe to be the most important points from the lesson. Then, the students will read each other's notes and compare their note-taking practices. They should feel free to try out different techniques from each other as they work to refine their own. The final task as a pair will be to list any areas of uncertainty that they need clarified, that they didn't understand. Next, 2 pair groups will join to form a larger group of 4 students. So while Himmel and Himmel suggest that students only discuss questions generated in the clarify phase of the pair work, I think it would be more helpful to give a few minutes to the 4 student groups for conferring and comparing notes as well. So they can compare their note-taking skills and again, choose to try something that maybe they haven't done before and hope that it improves their own understanding. Before the time is up, they should clarify as a group and note any questions that weren't adequately resolved within the group. Preferably, students will have Chromebooks or the like that are linked to a class whiteboard. Each group will post their questions on the shared whiteboard for display, and the teacher will address those questions so that hopefully the entire class better understands the main concepts from that lesson. The Confer, Compare, and Clarify TPT is beneficial to students in several ways. Working in groups can help develop and improve collaboration and communication skills. All students will participate as active learners, and as Milner et al. Explained in their 2019 text, "These kids are out of control, why we must reimagine classroom management for equity," being engaged with material helps students retain information better than just passive learning methods. Using this Confer, Compare, and Clarify strategy also facilitates classroom management for the teacher. Because all the students are actively engaged, they're less likely to become bored or distracted or disruptive. The TPT encourages students to think critically about the material, which can lead to more meaningful learning experiences. Additionally, teachers are provided immediate feedback on the student understanding, so this will allow them to adjust instruction as needed. One concern I have about this TPT pertains to group work in general, most kinds. There's the possibility that some students will do less work than others, and they'll contribute less to the group. So, what are some ways that teachers can help ensure that all students actively and consistently contribute in this activity? You can think about that. In their group, Himmel in their book, Himmel and Himmel mention other ways to assist students in taking quality notes. So one such method is for teachers to provide guided notes to students with blank spaces for students to enter important concepts and information from the lesson. Another strategy is named pause, start, rank. So teachers allow students time to look over their notes after an important topic has been discussed and presented to the class. The students will place stars beside the concepts and information they believe are the most important. Then they'll select the 3 most important points and write a short summary sentence for each. Those sentences will be ranked and then shared with the entire class to compare and discuss why they chose to rank them as they did. So the TPTs that I just mentioned are all ways to help develop students' note-taking skills. Something to think about: what factors might a student take into consideration when deciding which, if any, of them to use? I do like the Confer, Compare, and Clarify TPT, and I think I'll definitely be trying that in my classroom.